Madoka Magica is one of my favorite animes I've watched over the last few years. I highly recommend to watch it if you haven't, or watching it if you have. But I still want this video to be enjoyable to the people who have and who haven't seen it, so I will avoid talking the story. Rather, I would like to focus on the weird thing that the Madoka Magica franchise has with delays. After January 10th, 2025, there have been two major Madoka projects that have been delayed from the initial release. I am so sorry, Pop. But just real quickly, most anime come out on a weekly basis. For some anime, they can last from 12 episodes to 106 episodes. For some exceptions, like Toei, have anime that last longer, like Dragon Quest Die having 100 episodes, One Piece having 1,100 plus episodes, and continuing on, and the Precure franchise always having a consistent 45 plus episodes. Jesus. But Madoka Magica only had 12 episodes as planned. Next, I want to quickly credit the people who worked on the Madoka Magica anime itself. The director Akiyuki Shinbo worked alongside with the producer Atsuhiro Iwakami. Character designer was by Aoki Ume. Music score by Yuki Kajiura. And the story was written by the infamous Gen Uribachi. Animation by Studio Shaft. Produced by Aniplex. And theme by Calafina See You Tomorrow. And the opening theme, Clara's Connect. Now on to the Madoka Magica anime itself. It released back on January 7, 2011, with the first episode titled I First Met in a Dream, or something. This episode is the main introduction to the Magic Girl anime as a whole, as well as Kaname Madoka, the protagonist's main journey as well. The story, is relevant, but what did happen, but what is relevant was what happened later. On a later episode, episode 10, I Won't Rely on Anyone Anymore, it came out on March 11, 2011, which was a great episode by itself. That's all I'll say for now. But something else happened on this day, unfortunately. On March 11, 2011, an earthquake would hit Japan on the Tohoku region, the northeastern part of the country. This was on the earthquake magnitude scale of 9, which this earthquake would trigger tsunami, and many people will lose their lives, and every Japanese person was affected by this tragedy, forcing many businesses and companies to temporarily stop hours. This, of course, would delay and prevent any initial coordinating plans for the following weeks and the rest of the month, which also affected many anime shows from airing around this time. Having to issue a statement about what happened recently, apologizing, and scheduling a release for the anime at a later date. While this did complicate the business and production side of things and teams in Japan, it allowed some studios to have some wiggle room for the work, like the Madoka Magica team itself as a whole. Finalizing a proper ending eventually enough, which at a soon enough date would announce that the final two episodes, episode 11 and 12, would air back-to-back on April 2020 as well. And with this choice put into place, a weird trend would start, and all started with the original anime, and would also affect future Madoka projects moving forward. While delays aren't something unexpected in most mainstream anime, delays may still surprise people. Madoka Magica isn't the first, nor will be the last anime to have this happen. But recently it's been more common for it to happen as well. Take for example, Zombie 100, Nier Automata, One Piece, My Hero, and infamous Junji Ito's Uzumaki. Some of the anime are either delayed by one episode, a few, or an entire arc, or even more so, Uzumaki, which has been delayed for years until it finally came out on September 28, 2024. But I want to make this point clear is that while these anime and others may have experienced some delay in their respective way, Madoka Magica has this weird curse, and this curse started with the original anime and will start to affect future projects moving forward. So just around this time was the Blu-ray and DVD delays as well, alongside with the third volume, the third manga volume as well. Just real quickly, again, the anime came out first, then the manga came out afterwards. It's not a point of where most anime were to be adapted from the manga and then the anime form into anime form. Rather, it was the opposite for this time. Anyways, let's talk about something more positive. Back in September 2016, the studio who animated Madoka had their anniversary, specifically their 40th anniversary, which they announced two Madoka Magica projects. The first one we'll talk about later, but the second one was more important and had more discussion on, which was a new spin-off mobile gacha game from the franchise, which was called Magia Record Pole Magia Madoka Magica Side Story. Magia Record, or Magia Record, called by fans. Anyways, Magia Record showed off the general premise of what the mobile game was, such as introducing some of the gameplay mechanics, as well as the new protagonist, Iro Tamaki, alongside with the new main story, new cast, and also would reveal that some of the original team from the anime would return for the game. The game would be handled by F4 Samurai, and some animation by Studio Shaft, alongside with a gag online comic, Magia Report, drawn by Papa, who will continue from the announcement from the official Magia Record website from March 10th, 2017. We'll upload a new comic every week. And who is Papa? Well, he's this dude who has worked, who just is dissident by, but he has worked with the Madoka friend as a whole before, working on the Fernandad of Madoka. But Magia Report was different. It features the two protagonists from the respective projects, kind of Madoka from the original anime, and Tamaki Iroha from the game, which they both reference the Madoka anime, as well explain some of the Magia Record gameplay mechanics, characters, and drawn on gags in the second half. Again, the comics were gags and were still funny, but it lasted 46 pages, chapters, episodes. So something must have happened in the meantime, and that's because something did happen. There was a delay. Initially planned to be targeted in May 2017, would be soon later delayed to July 2017, and then finally back to an actual date of August 22nd, 2017 as well, which is both frustrating fans and raising questions as well. But from what research I've done, apparently it's been done because of a rewrite was enacted on this game as a whole around this time, which obviously forced the people behind it to the writers behind it to try to adjust the story as a whole. Now, also, what it's also been weird about this time as well is that the North American servers were for Magia Record were launched on June 25th, 2019, which was pretty late into the game's life, but we'll explain that later enough. Anyways, after much time has passed, there was another announcement made in there was a different announcement made in 2018 that the Magia Record anime game would receive an anime adaptation in 2019. But soon enough, a delay would occur, and the planned 13th episode would air on July 4th, 2020, until March 28th, 2020. But I would like to talk about my personal experience with the Madoka franchise at this time in March 2020. Back around this time, everyone had a lot of downtime, so I decided to bite the bullet and watch the Madoka Magica anime itself for the first time. I liked it a lot, but I was confused about a few things, about references and about some stuff as well. And until I looked at the name, Googled it, and realized I wasn't watching the original anime. Instead, I watched the Magia Record anime instead. So I quickly went to watch the original anime, taking a few days to watch 2 episodes. Basically, the first I would watch the first episode, the first 2 episodes. Then the second day I would watch the third and fourth, third day, fourth and fifth and sixth, and so on and so forth until at the end of the week I watched the whole thing. And when I watched the whole thing, I felt a lot of emotions, but I was really happy and sad, and I loved every character in it. I loved the themes, the music, the great writing, and its hopeful message as a whole. If it hasn't been made apparent, I really enjoyed Madoka Magica as a whole. Anyways, after I watched the anime, I quickly went to watch more, which were the Madoka Magica movies, which aren't too interesting to talk about for now, but they're just the Madoka anime turned into a recap into anime form. But what was important was what I watched afterwards, the third movie, the Madoka Magica, the Madoka Magica sequel to the original anime, as well as to the movies, titled Holy Magi Madoka Magica: The Rebellion Story. Initially, this was pitched as a second season, but since the team behind it since the team behind it couldn't justify to be another second season, they turned to a movie instead, which was a smart move to use money as well as promotion as well. And it was also a great watch by itself, and it was a great entry to the Madoka Magica franchise as a whole. Which when I was done with that, I was still missing in the Madoka Magica franchise as a whole. Which eventually I found out about the spin-off mobile gacha game Magia Record, which after a quick down on the Google Play Store and installed data, I played the hell out of the game and was nearly playing obsessed with the game. Committed 6 to 8 hours, and I love Saruno. I love every character in that game, especially Saruno Yui, and I will continue playing that game until much later on. And it was also a really good way for me to wake up early in the morning. Was it healthy? But it doesn't matter, I guess, because I was able to get up early, I guess, and that's something, I guess, that most other mobile gacha games couldn't have made me done. Which, after enough, when I felt it was a good enough portion to the game that I could watch the anime. I felt I was on chapter 6. The anime was ending on chapter 6, so I think I was at a good enough pace. Anyways, around this time in 2020, there's also the Madoka Magica 10th anniversary as well. which they also announced something big. The sequel to the third movie, Madoka Magica Rebellion, was announced, which was titled Magia Madoka Magica: The Walpurgis Rising. Walpurgis Rising. Sorry. There was also speculation around this time by fans that the fourth movie was even being made as far back as 2016. If you remember when I said a while ago about there being two Madoka projects being revealed to, there was like Magia Record, which was the second one I was talking about. But the first one that I quickly went over was the one that I'm going to explain right now. It was a quick 4-minute pitch and minimum animation of the fourth Madoka movie called Madoka Magia Madoka Magica concept movie. Nothing concrete came out of it, and only speculation carried for years. That was until finally the fourth movie that dreamed of finally came out, or finally was announced, teased, which was Madoka Walpurgis Rising. I'm not saying the whole name. Which soon enough, later at a later time, it would be delayed. It would not come out in that year, but it will come out in 2022. Which then a delay would happen, and it will be delayed to 2023. And then once more into winter 2024. Keep that in mind. Speaking of which, let's come back to the Magia Record side of things, or at least the anime side. Magia Record Season 2 Awakening of Eve didn't face any delays and came out in August 1st, 2021, and September 22nd, 2021 as well, for a total of a grand of 8 episodes. Saving the last 4 episodes for the third and final season, Dawn of a Shallow Dream, which was planned to be aired its last 4 episodes at the tail end of 2021. And I'll try and congratulate Studio Shaft for trying to do something so ambitious, but apparently it was too ambitious enough, where it was delayed actually, from its initial release date of being the end of the year 2021 to being on April 3rd, 2022. But luckily, it would commit to its former anime self, original anime thing, and would air its last 4 episodes back to back. And while the anime had a interesting ending as a whole, and animation as a whole, it was still a very enjoyable experience as a whole, despite everything that was happening. And besides, it was great to have 2 ways to consume Magia Record, either for the anime or for the game. Speaking of which, the mobile gacha game for Magia Record wasn't ever a successful adventure when it was online. While it wasn't a dying game, it always did okay. The team behind it did try and experiment some things, but some of them weren't really that great. But some of the ideas that were great are the ones I wish that other games had, like an auto battle system, free time speed, patrol, and skipping animations for stuff, and also as well as the witch extermination, the books and I was keep on forgetting about. And I would like to talk more about the game in the future. But anyways, even alongside with the anime and some collaborations that came out as well, the game rarely got a big boost as well, which was pretty awful when the North American servers were announced to be pulled by Aniplex of America on August 28, 2020, which got enough backlash by fans where they delayed it to October 30th, alongside with an update to the game to allow players to have a gallery mode to the game. It wasn't really that good, but the other servers were hit as well. Mainly the Taiwanese and the Chinese servers were pulled on December 24th, 2021, and October 12th, 2022, respectively. But the Japanese servers were also saved as well. It will be announced on May 31st, 2024 that it will end services in July 2024. The first for PC players, yes, there were a PC version, and then the end of the month on July 31st for the mobile version of the iOS and Android versions. This would of course confuse and anger many players, but decision. And even me writing the script, and even me talking about it now, it pains my heart to know that Magia Record's gone. But there was a silver lining to all this. Around this time as well, in 2024, when the shutdown was made public, there was another Madoka game that was being announced, or being teased, which was Madoka Magica Magia Exterdia, which was supposed to be the replacement to Magia Record, and it was supposed to release and was teased back on April 20th, 2024, and would be announced 2 days later that it would release in 2024 as well. It would be released on mobile versions, Steam, into a majority of the world. There's still some countries that don't have access to it, but But you know what's kind of funny about it, actually? It hasn't even come out yet. It's the new year of 2025, and it's not even out yet. You know what's even more funny as well? In 2024 as well, it was announced that the fourth movie, Walpurgis Uprising, would be delayed from winter 2024 to winter 2025. And you know what? Fine. I know that I've been like talking about like a lot of the delays in like a very negative light, but I want to like express all this information all at once and regurgitate all this information just to explain something that I've noticed in the Madoka Magica friends I've seen over the last 4 years. And as being as a fan of myself, to be honest, friend, well, I can say myself as being grateful for what's happened. It is a bit annoying to hear that a lot of projects have been delayed, but I will praise to Studio Shaft and Anime as well for willingly to delay their projects so that way quality can be ensured, and that these delays will also are a good confirmation from the studios above to know that fans will await and are just patient enough to see what will happen next. Anyways, thank you all for watching. This has been just me just talking about some stuff that I've wanted to talk about for a while, and yeah, I would like to make more videos in the future, but for now, this is it. Thanks, guys. Bye.